I've spent most of my day today working on a new project, a project that has never been done before on YouTube, a project that I don't think's been done before too much in real life at all. It's been attempted in small doses, such as geocaching, but never in the level and the standard that I want to do it to. So here's the plan, and this might sound crazy, but that's good. We need to get a little bit crazy right now. We need to do something a bit abnormal, a bit abstract. I am fascinated by buried treasure. I think it's an awesome concept. The idea that travelers and explorers would, bury something under the ground and leave hidden clues to get back to it. That whole concept fascinates me. This image we have of pirates burying gold or jewels or silver or whatever in big wooden chests on the beach somewhere, and then you follow a map to it with a big X marked on it or some palm trees crossed over. That's a brilliant cultural thing to think of. Unfortunately, it's not too real, which is strange because we've got excellent books like Treasure Island, one of the most rewritten and the most done pieces of literature ever. Films such as Treasure of the Sierra Madre, Indiana Jones, National Treasure, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Mummy, Sahara, video games like Uncharted, Tomb Raider, cultural icons at Disneyland such as Pirates of the Caribbean. There are so many things in our culture, in our collective psyche, that show we, as a collective, as humans, are obsessed and at least interested in buried treasure. So I would love to be able to make a YouTube series about going to search for buried treasure. I'd love to be able to do that, but it doesn't exist, and it doesn't actually, it's not real in the way we think of it as the films portray it. It's not the Da Vinci Code style of clues and riddles and puzzles and maps that we picture it being. That doesn't exist. So the project that I'm going to work on is to make it exist. The project that I'm going to work on is going to be a reverse treasure hunt. Now, I understand that geocaching already exists. Geocaching is the art of hiding something small, like a film canister with a little bit of paper in that you write your name on, hiding something small and then giving people on the internet the location of this thing, whether it's a GPS coordinate location or just a hidden map location. It's on geocaching websites. And they go and they find their thing and they write their name down, and it's this big scavenger hunt that takes place all over the world. It's very interesting. But to me, geocaching didn't quite scratch that treasure hunting itch, because geocaching is not about the first person to get there, and it's not about solving puzzles or riddles or clues. It's just about going from point A to point B. I'm not saying it's bad, some people love it, but it's not what I wanted to do. So here's the plan. Imagine if I took a box or a case or something that could hold something. I'm talking slightly bigger than a shoebox, maybe made of plastic, maybe made of metal, and I filled it with something semi-valuable. A couple of pound coins, a couple of £2 coins, a few £5 notes maybe. We're not talking, retirement kind of money, but we're talking, if you found it, you'd definitely be pleased. 30 quid, 40 quid, something like that. Put in maybe a trophy, put in a little handwritten note, something interesting, maybe a few of those fake gemstones, and I bury this, or I hide this somewhere. And I record the GPS location that I hide it at, whether it's buried under the ground or hidden under a rock or hidden on top of something, it's there. I then write and create a complex series of riddles and clues and steps and stages that will ultimately lead you to this location. And I work backwards until I get to the first clue or the first riddle in a stage that probably has 20 different steps to it, 20 different locations you have to go through which lead you to the next one. And then I release this first clue, this first map or this first riddle, whatever it may be, to everyone for free. And the first person to get to the treasure keeps it. Treasure hunting exists, but treasure putting or treasure creating does not. I'm going to have a camera with me for every single stage of this. I've got several friends already interested, one of whom actually is an archaeologist. I've got Peter, a fellow vlogger, also interested. I've got some people who have children who are really excited about taking their children on this treasure hunting adventure. And I've got some people who just enjoy the idea of doing something interesting with their day. And the reason I want to do this, because everyone says to me, why on earth would you do that? The reason I want to do this is anything that I can do that makes the world more interesting, that makes the world more magical, anything that I can add that makes people smile and go, hey, that's pretty cool, that's pretty interesting, that's made my day slightly better. And when someone says to me, hey, does buried treasure exist? I want to be able to look them square in the eyes and say yes, because I buried it. I'm going to bury something or hide something somewhere, and I'm going to create a complex series of riddles and clues to find it, and I'm going to take you on the journey where I do every single step so you can see it as I go. I might miss out 1 or 2 steps just so you can't completely copy my journey and find it yourself, but I will take you there. And I'm doing this because no one else has done this. We are going to create buried treasure. We are going to create the map, and we're going to create the adventure, and someone is going to go on it. Whether they know it or not, someone is going to go on it, and it's going to make the world slightly more magical, slightly more interesting. That's what I'm going to do today.